All right, folks, let me give you the benefit of my logical thinking and wisdom here on a couple things that seem to have people all tied up in knots, and there's no reason to be tied up in knots about any of these things. First, Tiger Woods. This is not hard to understand. On Wednesday, the National Enquirer publishes a story saying he's having an affair with a woman named Yucatel, who is apparently well known for flagging down sports celebrities and having relationships with them. On Friday afternoon at 2:30, we learn that 12 hours earlier, Friday morning at 2:30, Tiger Woods is found lying on the street unconscious with lacerations on his face, his car having run over a fire hydrant and hit a tree. He's in and out of consciousness. 2 windows of his SUV are bashed in, and the 911 caller says, "I don't see his wife, and I don't see him wearing shoes." What do you think happened here? Now, the 2 people that snuck into the White House and supposedly crashed it, this is not hard to understand. And the White House is giving us a huge bit of distraction with this, which is why I'm getting it out of the way here. This bunch, there's so much here that is so simple if you just know some baseline facts. In the first place, this woman wants to get on this Bravo show, The Great Housewives of Washington, D.C., the Real House, whatever it is. Bravo is owned by what? NBC. Jeffrey Immelt is what? The CEO of what? NBC, which owns Bravo. These 2 people just happen to get into a White House state dinner when their names are not on a list, and they happen to get up and get their picture taken with Obama. And now the Bravo brand, the Bravo network, everybody knows what it is, where only a few 100,000 knew what it was beforehand. When you also know that Jeffrey Immelt is in bed with Obama on green technology and government grants to GE to promote that business, it all begins to make sense. Then when you find out that these 2 showed up on the Today Show today saying they were invited, that somebody in a liaison post over at the Pentagon invited them, and they've got proof, and now their friends are saying, yeah, they were invited, and they've given the emails to the Secret Service. And then when you find out that the same couple crashed a Congressional Black Caucus dinner back in September going into the busboy entrance, and then when you realize that nobody gets into the White House without somebody knowing it and approving it, it's very simple to understand what happened. In both the Tiger Woods story and in this, somebody wanted those people in there at the White House. When they got there, and they're getting all the attendant publicity, and Obama's getting a giant distraction out of it as people focus on that and the Tiger Woods story, while Obama's, sneaking around with his other agenda. Well, nobody's looking except me. I just dealt with this in 5 minutes, where most cable networks are devoting the whole day to these 2 stories. It's not hard to figure out what happened in any or either of these cases. It's not. Is it, Snerdley? Do you disagree with any of this? I've given you a logical timeline with a baseline of information, and once you have that, then it all falls into place. It all makes perfect sense. And when you add the latest tidbit, no shoes, driving the SUV,